We finished the battle. Now we discuss who deserved to be crowned MVP and who had the coolest finishing moves. This is day 53, part 2. Everyone talked and laughed pleasantly as we reviewed the battle together. Even though a fellow comrade had been killed just 2 days ago, the adrenaline rush of victory had us in high spirits. But then they showed up. The 5 members who hadn't taken part in the battle. Hunger pains got the better of your suspicions. Sorry, but we're not in the business of feeding losers here. None of you did anything to contribute to this victory. Come on, don't be like that. It's just food. What's the big deal? We ain't here to poach your food. Then what are you here for? Just thought it wouldn't be right to not even say thanks, you know? Thanks for what? Thank you for saving the academy and us. Yeah, thanks. From the bottom of my worthless heart, thank you. There's no need to be so formal. I'd rather hear you say you'll help us out in the next battle. Those are 2 different things. We still think Mr. Sumio stinks to high heaven. We ain't going to lift a finger to help until he can prove his innocence. You have to show us concrete proof that he wasn't the killer. Your stance hasn't changed since last night then. Basically, you want us to find the real murderer. Yes, that is if you can find one, since Takumi may very well be the culprit. The party ended soon after, and we all went back to our own rooms. When I did the same, I found someone waiting for me. It's Nozomi. Nope, never mind. It's the fire spirit kid. Hello, it's been a while. You? Why? No, wait, I get it. You have clues to the identity of the real perpetrator who killed Gaku 2 days ago, and you're here to share them with me, right? Sadly, that's not what I'm here for. I'm aware that one of your friends, Gaku, was killed by someone. However, I wasn't there when it happened, so I didn't witness the crime. I'm far from omnipresent. While I'm able to move instantly to any location I have in mind, I don't have full knowledge of anything that goes on in the academy. That's too bad. What are you actually here for, then? To inform you of something. I'll keep it short. I'm not feeling very well right now. Not feeling well, in what sense? Right, you can't tell because I'm in this form. Basically, I'm sick. How did that happen? There's a particularly space known as blood space in this world. It's a distinct space filled with cryptoglobin energy. However, a malicious aura from the future had been seeping into a certain part of the space. My true form, the baby, is badly affected by that aura. You're aware the baby's body is also filled with cryptoglobin energy, right? And that's why the malicious aura is also encroaching on the baby's body. I'm sorry, what exactly are you trying to say? To put it simply, a source of evil intent from this timeline is invading the baby's body. That leaves me more confused than ever. Then what should I do? What can I do to help? Can I bring the baby some medicine? Wait, if it's malicious aura is causing this, I should be bringing an exorcist, right? The only cure to solve is to solve the case in the future that's causing this. The case in the future, not what happened to Gaku 2 days ago. I didn't mention the malicious aura is coming from the future, didn't I? Some of the case that produces the aura is the cure to this disease. When it's all settled, the baby's body should make a full recovery. Yes. This means I also won't be able to show myself to you for a while. That's what I wanted to tell you today. So I won't be able to talk to you for a while. Please, don't look so sad. This isn't goodbye forever. It's just, you must solve this future case yourself, Takumi. Then we will be able to see each other again. I'm counting on you. So, Adol still possesses the body, I guess. A future case. What case, though? Wait, does that mean there's going to be another murder? No, he didn't mention anything about the case being a murder case. I prayed that would be about something completely different. I ever wanted to see something like that again. Man, it's still so weird talking with noise cancellation on. Because you only hear a very diluted part of your voice. Days of accumulated stress and fatigue finally got to me, and I ended up sleeping through the morning like a log. When I finally woke up, it was afternoon. In fact, the sun was already sinking into the horizon towards the west. That was the exact moment the shrill sound of sirens blasted all around me. The sound immediately dispelled the heavy cloud in my brain. What? Why now? The enemy just came yesterday. Are they attacking us 2 days in a row? It's only day 8. The next battle should be on day 17. The timeline was changing. For some reason, it's starting to spiral completely out of control. Okay, VX, this is going to take the commander this time. I'd better get over to the war room. Oh, Takumi. Now you show up. Everyone else is already here. Sorry, I came as quickly as I could. Everyone as in everyone who took part in the battle yesterday, in case you misunderstood. The Final 5 won't be showing up to get A either, I assume. Are you still harping on that? We must go out and meet the enemy forces immediately. Sir Takumi. Yes, of course. Let's do this. Initiate defensive battle. Defeat all enemy bosses. Skip the battle. Of course I will. Time is money, and they've certainly wasted a lot of mine. I can already feel the nice warm shower waiting for me. Careful, the battle isn't over yet. Look over there. Didn't Takumi explain this to them? You know, explain that this... Oh, shoot, this is a mysterious figure. Is that Little Black Riding Hood? Was the convenience store closed? Went there yesterday, found it closed, and they're on their way back. Is that the store you rented for them? How far is the store? Ignore Little Black Riding Hood and focus on dealing with Pac-Rom first. Got it. Oh, that's scary. Kura is in danger. Well, that was surprisingly easy. The Holy Jumanji sword had not had her fill. The Holy Jumanji sword. We still have to deal with him. Nozomi pointed to the figure we dubbed Little Black Riding Hood. They began walking towards us with slow deliberation. Then they pulled back their hood, revealing the Supreme Commander. Is her all along. Who? The one who's been leading the invader army. Remember, I told you about her before. At the time, the Supreme Commander brought her hand up to her mask. Among my people, I'm known as VXS, the Paragon of Hope. You vexed about your looks, therefore the mask? No, I'm not. But you're so much uglier than I am. Not the best line to spout in this day and age. More importantly, how is it that you can understand us? Ah, I see. So you know nothing either. To think I came all the way to scope out the reason behind the change. What change? The change that took place several days ago. All of a sudden, my soldiers started gaining immense power. At the same time, we became capable of understanding your language. We looked at each other in confusion. Kiyoshika was the one who spoke up. Her words just confound me, but she would be the chief villain, right? Should we be able to defeat her? Will this war not end immediately? Well then, that's right. We can end the war right here and now. Such as street creatures. I'd intend to stick to the appointed days and let you entertain me. Well, I suppose picking off 2 or 3 right now matters. 2 or 3 right now matters not in the grand scheme of things. Is that a challenge? If so, you're on. VX slowly started walking towards us, getting closer and closer with each ambling step. Before we could do anything, hold your horses. Sakamaru, why are you? I was watching you fight for the rooftop. That ignited spark in me, and before I knew it, I was here. Without waiting for a reply, Takamaru turned to face VX's. You said your name was VX's or something. Ain't fair for all of us to gain on you, so how about a one-on-one with me? Takamaru, that's not a good idea. Shut up, marshmallow face. If you insist, you shall be given an express ticket to River Styx, where I suppose you could apply to serve as a boat rower. Leave that ticket for yourself, bitch. I hope you pack your bikini. Oh, it just fall off your flat chest, huh? It's you and me, VX. Takamaru, you fucking idiot. Why'd he do that? Takakumi, why did you? Oh, now I remember. My body had moved before my brain did and made its way made my way to where VX's would have landed. I threw myself over Takamaru Dishon from the blade she had pointed at me. Self-sacrificing acts are such mood dampers. You motherfucker. Let's try to just confirm my suspicions. Watching paid try is going to be more fun than finding you in your current state. Like kicking a helpless puppy. What's the point of that? I shall grant you the gift of time. Use it well and gain more power. Perhaps you should be able to provide more entertainment the next time we meet. Until then. Oh, one more thing. I will be taking the Pakran's body with me, lest you desecrate it like you did with Loveroom's corpse the other day. Desecrate. You absorbed his cryptoglobin. That's an insult of the highest order among our people. Never will I allow it to happen again. Farewell. Takumi. Sir Takumi. Are you okay? Stay with us. Yeah, don't worry. I'll be fine. Takumi. 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 Oh, fuck. I'm completely out of water. Takumi! When I came to, Nozomi was right in front of me. Sorry, give me a second. There we go. When I came to, Nozomi was right in front of me. It was pitch black and she didn't seem to notice I was awake. Nozomi, I called out to her softly. In response, she leapt to her feet with an ear-piercing scream. She scuttled frantically around the room a few times before finally coming to a stop. And then she just stood there in a daze. I watched the entire scene play out before sitting up. Are you sure you should be doing that? What do you mean? Your interviews were so severe, you've been out for 13 days. That means today is day 21. What time is it? Almost time for the nighttime announcement to play, I think. What a horrible time to wake up. I doubt I can fall back to sleep now. That's what you're worried about? What are you doing here anyways? Nursing you back to health? For 13 days? No, we've been taking turns. It's just happened to be my turn today. I see. Sorry for the trouble. It's no trouble at all. Wait, I need to go tell everyone you're awake. She dashed out of the room immediately after that. Is she going to call everyone here? The room's not big enough for that. I decided to get up and meet with everyone instead. A short while later, everyone else came running over frantically. No, not everyone. Only Takamaru and the 8 who joined the battle on day 8. Takumi. Sir Takumi. How are you feeling? At Tsubasa's question, Yugumu marched closer and started poking and prodding at various parts of my body. Eventually, he's good. All is well. Yo, Takumi's back in business. You deserve a title belt for this. Nice going. What a relief. Everyone started loudly expressing how happy they were to see me awake. We were seriously considering killing you if you didn't wake up for another 3 days. What? The viral matter could have brought you back to life in full health, but none of us wanted to be the one to do the deed. And that's why we waited to see if you would recover by yourself. Okay, I'm glad it worked out. My lips turned into a smile. Where's everyone else? I told you they woken up, but they didn't want to come to visit. Have those people no heart? Maybe they're still of opinion that Sir Takumi is the killer. Nobody else got killed after that one incident, right? It has to be because the real culprit already found a way outside of the wall of fire. That's one possibility. However, this fact also adds to the case against him. Nobody got killed when Takumi was unconscious, therefore Takumi is the killer. That's very likely what the others are thinking. I can't believe this. I shook my head helplessly. It didn't matter. I decided to put them out of my mind for now. The more important thing is what happened in the 13 days I was out. Were there any enemy attacks? Only one on day 15. The 8 of us fought them off. Yes, they showed up in the battle as well. But we blew her to Kingdom Come with the unflying flame bomb crafted by Lady Tsubasa. Whoa, that's incredible. Beating VX was just with the 8 of you. Everyone had a proud fire on... Wait, that means Takamaru fought you? Did you even need to ask? You really thought I'd fold my hands and stay on the sidelines after what you did? So you're no longer suspicious of me? For now, I'll believe you. Sorry about before, by the way. And thanks for doing that for me on day 8. You seriously saved my life. It's fine. We also need to tell you about Nago. Huh? What happened to him? It's most unfortunate. Nago, he's gone. What? Why? We got word, so we went to the second to last defense academy to check on him. But the school had been completely destroyed, and Nago's remains were lying in the debris. We recovered a memory chip with an event log that Tsubasa decrypted for us. Turns out Nago self-destructed. Self-destructed? He did it to create a massive explosion to kill the invaders during an attack. Oh no. I have a suspicion. The loss of Surrey, his superior officer, may have played a part in that decision as well. Nago is really attached to that Surrey guy, after all. It may have been his plan all along to remain behind and follow him in death. Nago is such a nice guy. His loss will be greatly felt. A heavy, suffocating silence filled the air, though it didn't last long. It was broken by the sound of the usual nighttime announcement. John, eh? And then a few seconds later... No rest for the wicked. I literally just woke up from a coma. They sure know how to pick their timing. That is exactly why you will be sitting this one out. No, I can't just stuff it. We'll be finding it hard enough to make up for you. Stay snug and bagged. Convalescent. No, I'm fine too. Why are you being so stubborn? Because I'm the leader of the special defense unit. Come on, to the war room. Wait, it's only Takumi, for goodness sake. Everyone here? Then let's do it. Special defense unit, move out. Has your lust for blood and battle been satisfied, my holy Jumanji sword? No, I need a lot more than this. Give me more blood, more. I didn't know the holy Jumanji sword talked like that. I'm more concerned about where the commander is. They could only have been sent. They couldn't have only sent those minions. The commander must be lurking somewhere. And it's gonna be the mist. Oh, and this will be impossible to deal with because we don't have the sniper. Oh my, what is all the smoke? Smoke or maybe poison gas. It's just mist, guys. Mist. Fine water droplets floating in the air that's harmless to human bodies. Wait, remember the mist. The person hiding behind it should be... There's Eva. Yeah, the mist is gone. I can see everything clearly now. Look over there, guys. Is that... Yeah, that's the commander for this battle. You win. Victory is ours this time. That was a tricky enemy. What are we going to do with her? Everyone turn to look at the commander. Please don't kill me. My name is Eva, the Paragon of Nature. I didn't know why, but I felt like I heard that name before. Please spare me for the love of God. Eva brought her hand up to her mask, and in a swift, smooth motion took it off. It's the same as VXness. She looks like a human. No need to pay her appearance any mind. What? Why? Because she's to be executed. No, spare me. Please don't kill me. I'll be useful. I could give a lot of intel. I'll give you anything. Please don't spare me. So the lady insists. Any thoughts? A dramatic bluff if I've ever seen one. Any intel she provides is bound to be full of fabrication. No, I've never. I only speak the truth. I think we should kill her too. Why? Sure, you understand why we'd hesitate to trust the words of the enemy. You'll say something sweet to suck up to us and then turn around and betray us at the first chance you get. You're all being awful. Why wouldn't anyone believe me? Everyone turned to me, waiting for my reply. Suddenly, I could feel extra eyes on me. I traced the source to the rooftop, where I could see the 4 other members, Rumi, Shoma, Ima, and Kaku. Killing Eva now would make them more wary of me. After all, the suspicions were rooted in the fact that I had killed Ado. If I did the same thing now, that would undoubtedly cement the image of me as a heartless killer in their minds. I want to avoid giving them that impression. No, to be honest, even if the 4 hadn't been watching... Please, I beg you, don't kill me. I would never kill someone so earnestly pleading for her life. It just wasn't right. I felt ashamed for even allowing myself to consider deciding the fate of another person through calculating what would benefit me the most. So I looked into the eye of everyone said present, let Eva live. We'll imprison her and interrogate her later. You gotta be shitting me. You truly believe that to be your best path? Yes. I think you'll regret this. I won't, because I hold myself responsible for making it work. Very well, our leader has spoken. Thank you. Mr. Leader, name's Takumi. If I remember correctly, I can't thank you enough for this from the bottom of my heart. Forced myself to join battle when I hadn't fully reopened the pain. A sharp pain shot up my spine. I come to the ground, unable to exert any strength at all. A hazy veil hung over mine, blocking me from making out what the others around me were saying. I slowly slipped into a sweet, silent serenity. I woke up to the familiar sight of Nozomi sitting right in front of me. This time she knows right away that I was awake and... left to her fleet with an ear-piercing scream. She scuttled frantically around the room even longer than last night before finally coming to a stop. Then she just stood there in a daze. I watched the entire scene play out before sitting up. Why are you so surprised? Didn't the same exact thing happen before? But you were out for 13 days that time. It's only been a little more than 2 days this time. Can you blame me? That means today is 24. What time? Well, I guess I don't need to ask. The morning announcement just played. Are you feeling better? I'm fine. Stop putting on an act. Remember what happened during the last defensive battle? I do. As long as I don't force myself to fight like that day, I'll be fine, you see? Really? Yeah. Despite my confident reply, Nozomi still seemed unconvinced. By the way, what happened to Eva after I passed out? Well, she refused to tell us anything. What? But she promised to give us intel if we spared her life. We reminded her about that promise as well, but then she said, I'm not going to tell you anything because the offer to share intel was made to Takumi, your team leader, not you. And that's why she was refusing to say anything until you go talk to her, I guess. Damn, what she's trying to pull. Nozomi and I headed to the cafeteria together where the other 7 who had fought the battle 3 days ago were gathered. When they saw me, there was a lot of shouting, squealing, cheering, and happy noises that congratulated me on my recovery, although it felt a little more subdued than the reactions 3 days ago. And again, I did wake up from a 13-day coma that time. So the celebration went on for quite a while. I ate my first meal, liquids only for now, in a long time while being surrounded by their warm and welcoming voices. I went back to my room for a break. Now then, there were really no question of what I was going to do next. I had to find out who Gaku's real killer is. They would join me for future battles if I could figure it out. What are you guys doing here? At the question, the 4 of them tensed up and looked at each other. Nothing in particular. Was just bored, that's all. There are a lot of things we can use to relieve our boredom here. After hearing the reply, I informed them that I was investigating Gaku's murder. What? What? Are you on my mind? Gaku was killed on the morning of day 5. Almost 20 days have passed since then. Why now? Because you said you couldn't trust me until I sniffed out the real culprit, remember? Does that mean you're suspicious of us? I didn't say that. It's actually much better if I could prove without a shadow of a doubt that we're all innocent. The more people we could confirm are innocent, the sooner we could prove that the killer had never been one of us to begin with, right? I see your point, but I'm afraid that will be difficult to accomplish. Why? Nobody from Group 1 has a verifiable alibi, as in the original members of LDA Special Defense Unit, whereas Group 2 refers to the 5 members of the second to last academy. Wait, Sister Dearest, but you and I have ironclad alibis, because we were sleeping together in the same room? That doesn't hold any water from an objective point of view. It's just as Hiroko said, the testimony of a sibling doesn't count. Miss Amemiya, you're distrustful of us too? Who said that? You're jumping to the gun here. What if we looked at possible motives? Motives? Like, is there someone around among us who had something against Gaku? Takumi, are you really expecting someone to say yes to a question like that? Besides, Mr. Ginzaki mentioned right now, Mr. Mariko was killed in the early morning of day 5. At that point, we only known each other for 4 days, hardly enough time to develop a grudge deep enough to stab someone that many times over. And that's the truth. Yeah, I guess. That's why I believe there's no point in trying to solve this case by looking at the motives. The murder was carried out by a lunatic. That's the only way for it to make any sense. Which means the prime suspect would be the craziest lunatic of us all. The man, the myth, the meme himself, Takumi. Why me? Because he killed Mr. Atsuki so easily, just like that, without any proof. How many times do I have to explain? He betrayed us in another future, and that's why. Would you say that to the police? How would I even hold up in a court of law? I killed him to stop carrying out a crime in the future. Does that sound like a good defense to you? It was the same old argument that wasn't worth repeating, so I didn't bother continuing. I simply sighed deeply, shook my head, and left. Yeah. Relationship with them is in the shitter. Hey guys, what are you guys doing here? Let's do the calming sound of running water. We're trying to make ourselves as comfortable as possible. How comfortable, huh? What about you? Oh, actually, I told them I was investigating Gaku's murder case. Well, that sort of has nothing to do with us then. The Maraku kid was killed here between 1 and 4 a.m. on day 5. Both of us were at 2 that day. In this case, number 2 refers to second to last defense academy. Whole thing's too long to keep repeating it, so I shortened it. We also have taken to calling this place number 1. Although its official name is Last Defense Academy, shortening it to last sounds strange, so we decided on 1 instead. Got it, thanks for explaining. Hey, are you suspecting us? Of course not. Actually, it's not completely impossible for one of us from number 2 to actually have done it. Any one of us could have used the school bus to travel to and from here overnight. Oh, now that you mention it. Bedtime is at 11. Someone could have set it off at midnight, and after everyone else had fallen asleep, if they pushed the bus to its limits, it would have taken 3 hours to get here, putting their time of travel at around 3 a.m. If they only took 30 minutes to finish their job, they could have left at 3:30 a.m., then returned to 2 at 6:30 a.m., just before the announcement at 7 a.m. Also, someone from number 2 coming here wouldn't have alerted the wall of fire's intruder alert. That's true. Wait, are you telling me this as a members of 2 yourself? Oh, sorry for shooting my mouth off like that. It's just, the incident doesn't feel quite as real to me as because I never met the victim. Just in case I asked them what they were doing between 11 p.m. and on day 4 and 7 p.m., and as I expected, their answers were the same. I was sleeping like a log. Me too. I mean, yeah, expect to find something actually important from them. The answer is they were asleep. It's always like that. Kurora and Kiyoshika, what are you two doing here? So this is where the Gaku person was killed. It's weighing on our minds, so we came. Everyone here is such a dimwit that's highly likely they missed a vital piece of evidence or 2. Hell, so you're here for the same reason that I. You're investigating the case as well, Sir Takumi? Yeah, do you want me to help me out since you're already here? I want you to re-examine the scene of the crime. We searched the room together but found nothing of note. Did you investigate this place immediately after the murder took place? Yeah. Before we cleaned Gaku's blood off the floor, but we didn't find any killers that would bring us closer to the identity of the killer either. How about the murder weapon? Despite our best efforts, we haven't found it yet. It's not in the classroom or anywhere else on the school grounds. What about threatening a note scribbled on the digital blackboard? Was it erased? Yeah, it's making us uneasy, so that was a stupid thing to do. We could have used the handwriting to pinpoint the killer. They weren't wrong. By the way, there's something I need to ask you. What are you suspicious of? Not really, it's just... I was sleeping in my room at second to last defense academy, of course, as was I in my room. I cannot believe we're on your list of suspects. Look at me, I'm the very epitome of innocence. Hey, what's up with that look? I mean, have you seen yourself? That's more like the epitome of got something to hide. You two are talking about my mask, right? Are you telling me to take it off? No, absolutely not. The state mask is on no matter what anybody. Kiyoshika snatched her mask away, revealing Kurora's face. She held the mask up high before throwing it to the ceiling catwalk. My mask. Where did you hide it? Kurora kept looking at it in a panic, but it didn't seem like she noticed Kiyoshika had thrown the mask away. That didn't really matter. What did matter was her exposed face. That's Kurora. What? Oh no, I was just thinking how you looked the same in the other timeline too. Why would I look different? This is the face I was born with. I know what you're saying, but this face is too cute to be natural, right? But I swear I never did anything to it. Who cares about that? Where's my mask? I feel naked without it. Don't look at me. I believe I just saw Sir Takumi taking your mask away. That bonehead. Give me back my mask, Takumi. Takemaru. Wait. Sir Takemaru taking your mask. My mind, her actions are as adorable as her looks. We have to let her run around like that for a while. Kiyoshika disappeared after saying that. Now alone in the classroom, I doubt I learned anything new by sticking around. I guess I should go too. I thought the catwalk was going to reveal, like, the murder weapon. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, it's hidden in the catwalk. Tsubasa, I get. But what are you doing here, Takemaru? Because she said she found something cool, duh. What is it? There was a bunch of junk inside this garage. I rummaged through it and found this. What's that? It's a voice changer. See the patch thing on the tip of the table? Stick it to your throat and you can use it to freely change your voice to anything you like. You can make it go higher, lower, or smooth as butter. Also, if you have a sample voice recording that's long enough, you can make yourself talk with that voice too. Isn't it cool? Sure, but what's it even doing here? Oh, I wouldn't know. Maybe whoever used this place last night left it behind. Who would that be? How the heck would I know? What are you doing here, Takumi? Oh, right. I told them I was here, investigating Gaku's murder, huh? I think you're looking in the wrong place. We don't have anything new to share. We were all fast asleep in our room when he died. We couldn't have possibly seen or heard anything or been suspicious. Any personal guesses? Like, I don't know if anyone had a grudge. Takumi, are you thinking one of us is the killer? No, that's not it. I already told you. The culprit is outsider. Yeah, that's what I think too. I don't want to be suspicious of anyone again. Ain't gonna make that mistake again. Okay, thanks for sharing your thoughts. Okay, Shizuhara. Freaky Jones. Hiruko and Yugumu, what are you guys doing here? Nothing questionable. I always just feel calmer next to dead bodies. That is extremely questionable if you ask me. I don't know why, but I just found myself wanting to come here. Do you know when people find themselves wanting to come to a morgue? It's a lot less questionable than coming to the morgue to feel calmer than next to dead bodies. Even I can agree with that. What about you? I told them I was investigating Gaku's murder. I see, so you're here to re-examine the corpse. I doubt there's anything I need to re-examine. Yeah, but it wouldn't hurt. How about murder weapon? A foot-long blade. The shape of the wound seemed to indicate a kitchen knife of sorts. Have you found the knife? Not yet. Wait a minute, why is Yugumu acting all detective-like? I'm just curious, don't mind me. Let's see, you already told us the estimated time of death when we were at second to last defense academy, between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. on day 5. Before you ask, I was sleeping in my room. What about you, Yugumu? What? What were you doing between the night of day 4 and the morning of day 5? Is that relevant to the case? I'm just trying to cover all bases, please. Is to say I was in my room. Or perhaps I should say I was in dreamland, for I was sleeping like the dead. Ah, right. Why do you ask? Because... Are you hesitating to say it out loud? Then I'll do it on your behalf, because you're an assassin, Yugumu. Ah, yes, that is certainly a reason to be suspicious. However, I am much chagrined. I do not revel in meaningless murder. Indiscriminate killing goes against my personal kill. There's always the possibility that Gaku was someone special to you. Impossible. I've never met Gaku when he was alive. Of course, I have no evidence to back up my statement now. All I can plead is for you to believe my words. I trust you. I didn't hesitate to answer because I'd seen Yugumu and Gaku's relationship in the previous timeline. There's just no way they had met each other before this. The statement about not killing meaninglessly was quite possibly true as well. In the previous timeline, Yugumu never killed any of his allies or showed any indication that he wanted to. Your trust in me is hard to me. He smiled a little when he said that. Well, I guess I'm done here. Thanks for listening to me. Come on, why did you investigate Edo's body? What if it had a different face? You used forbidden tech to bring him back. Takumi, you regained consciousness. Yeah, the battling you was what caused me to faint in the first place. Sorry about that. Actually, apologize to me? Why wouldn't I? You saved my life. I hear you were really standoffish to the others. That was my intention. I just said I wouldn't be sharing information if Takumi wasn't there. It's pointless asking Eva for information about Gaku's murder case, so I asked for information about the enemy instead. I'm here now. Tell me everything useful you know. Yeah, like HQ's location, invader types, number of troops, your war strategy. I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little unwell. Failing, aliens, give me a break. I'm not fainting. It's true. That wasn't what you promised. I came alone like you asked, okay? Alone? Does it look like there's anyone else with me? That's not what I was worrying about. It's just I never asked you to come alone. Always said I would talk with Takumi once he was here. Whatever it is, I don't think I'm able to talk. Please leave me alone for now. This is ridiculous. I finished talking with everyone. Sadly, I didn't manage to unearth anything new. Well, nobody in number 1 had an alibi. They didn't have a motive either. Nothing changed about this. But the 5 new members from number 2, I realized any one of them could be the culprit. They could have taken the school bus to and from. They could also enter without triggering the alarm. All this investigation has done was throw more names onto the suspect list. The murder weapon was still missing and the killer left no traces. In short, there were 0 clues to go on. How do I even continue an investigation like this? The day drew to a close and night slowly took over. Where Eva was being held. I went closer to her cage and stopped just in front of it. Took me, what's wrong? You look very tired. I'm not. You're just imagining thing. Why are you here? When Shoma was bringing me food, he told me about Gaku. He shared a lot of things with others about me. I'm aware of your predicament. You mustn't lie to yourself, Takumi. What? The truth is, you think the killer is among the 12 of you, right? No, I don't. Please, you can be honest. I won't tell anyone. I'm the only one you can remove as a suspect because I only arrived here 3 days ago. It's literally impossible for me to have killed Gaku. If I managed to slip in somehow without triggering the alarm, I wouldn't have stopped at Gaku. In short, I'm the only one at the school you can trust right now. You come here because deep inside you know that too. Am I wrong? You may be right. The words spilled out of my mouth before I could stop myself. I couldn't be sure if I had meant what I said. You and I are the same, Takumi. I don't trust my allies either, especially not VX's. Why's that? About 3 days ago, she was supposed to send reinforcements for me, but they never came. She was using me as bait. She nodded and continued talking. She should have been seen me being caught from where she was located, but she didn't do anything because that was her plan all along. When I thought VX's was dead. That's what everyone seems to believe, but is it really true? I'm of the opinion she is still alive somewhere out there. Takumi, here's the straight truth. There's a bomb inside my body. The detonator is on a joint on the left pinky finger. Moving in a particular motion triggers an explosion. Anyone standing within a 25-yard radius at the time will be blown to smithereens. Please relax. I don't intend on going through with it. If I did, I would have done it a long time ago. Anyways, VX's ordered me to do this. If you get caught, blow yourself up in front of everyone in the Special Defense Unit. I was not to humiliate myself by becoming a prisoner of war, but you didn't do that. My orders were to detonate in front of everyone. I was to blow up every single member of the Special Defense Unit. I didn't detonate the bomb because the other 4 members were still on the rooftop. I get it. That's why you wouldn't offer any until I came. But you came alone, which defeated the purpose of the request. You were all supposed to come together. That was VX's plan, right? To allow you to capture me before detonating, taking out everyone in a fell swoop. That's why she didn't send reinforcements. Okay, I understood the situation now, but why are you sharing this top secret plan with me? I was lying when I said I was feeling unwell this afternoon. It was bothering me that much. I had to choose between lying to you and eventually killing everyone here or telling you the truth and joining your side. The weight of the decision made me feel so ill. And in the end, you decided to side with me. Yes, because I could never betray someone who saved my life. I'm within your eyes. When I look into them, I sense something familiar. Something familiar? Solitude. It dwells within you. The lonely eyes were what drew my heart towards you. I may have been unknowingly putting a barrier between myself and the others because of my suspicions. Truly felt like Ava was the only one I could open to because she was the only one who I could say with absolute certainty that didn't kill Gaku. By the way, aren't you going to tell me about our army? Nah, I'm not in the mood for it right now. Probably wouldn't remember anything anyways. Can I ask for a favor? Please return my mask to me. Your mask? The mask I was wearing on the battlefield. My people highly value our masks. We consider them as part of us. Without I feel exposed. Fine, your mask, right? Thank you so much. She's just going to break out and kill everyone. The bomb's a lie. Like, she puts on the mask, activates it, and kills herself because the hemoanima is stopped. After waking up to the usual announcement, I walked out of my room straight into Tsubasa. Morning, Takumi, heading to breakfast? Yeah, can I ask you something? What is it? Do you know what happened to Eva's mask? Eva's mask? Yeah, the thing she was wearing on the battlefield before she revealed her true face. No, that. It's being kept somewhere in the garage. Great, I'll go grab it later. The door to the stairwell flew open and Kiyoshika came charging over. She quickly ran to us with a strange look on her face and said, "Someone disturbing has been discovered in the classroom of the first floor. Something. Disturbing? You must come here immediately. Everyone is already on their way." Another murder, isn't it? Let's play a killing game. No way. Not again. As a repeat of day 4, someone had used the red spray paint to write something on the digital blackboard again. The only difference was the content of the text. This time it said, "Let's play a killing game." Who found it first? It was I. Upon discovering this foul sin, I immediately set off to inform everyone about it. What were you doing here in the first place? Yes, well, I wished to retrieve Lady Kuro's mask before breakfast. It had been on the ceiling catwalk since you flooded it there since yesterday. Kiyoshika, you'll pay for this later. Kuro was already wearing her mask. She must retrieve it before the rest of us came coming in. Who would write something like this? Isn't it obvious? It's the bastard who wrote the last threat, the same one who killed Gaku. Are you sure the handwriting looks a bit different? My dear sister, sharp perception pierces through everything. So someone else wrote this. Who? Wait, could it be Eva? No, I don't think it's possible. When I delivered breakfast to her just now, her cage was properly locked. What's the key? It's the only copy of the key in existence. There's a special IC chip embedded in it that makes it impossible to duplicate. We can think about the author later. I'm more curious about what this killing game is supposed to refer to. Which part of the killing game is so hard to understand? It's a game where you kill or be killed. It still doesn't make sense. Who plays? What are the rules? Where, when, and why? Suddenly, Shoma raised his voice. Everyone look, there's something on the teacher's desk. This looks like a tape recorder. I guess we should listen to it. I pressed the play and an eerie sounding voice came out of the recorder. The game has officially begun. Like the backboard says, let's all play a killing game together. The name of this game is the Invader Hunt. The message continued. Anyone willing to participate should gather in the Leisure Lounge at 7 p.m. All those who refuse to join the game will be eliminated. That's all. Silence prevailed. We could have heard a pin drop. We were all frowning, although no one said anything. Last note hadn't been a prank. Server was destroyed and Gaku was murdered. This note could have been written by the same person. His last words kept echoing loudly in my mind. All those who refuse to join the game will be eliminated. By the way, Kaku, you mentioned something about the handwriting of this message being different from last time. Maybe the culprit deliberately changed it. We should keep that as a possibility in mind. Too soon to be jumping to conclusions about two different culprits with the MOs the same. So Gaku's murderer is on the move again, huh? Basically, this could be from the same person who killed Gaku. If so, we might be able to find their true identity by joining the game. But that option came with major risk. The monster who destroyed Suri and slaughtered Gaku was behind it after all. During the game, despite the risk, we're trying to keep everyone safe as possible. We had until 7 p.m. to decide what to do, but it didn't seem prudent to delay our decision until the last minute. We had to stay united, all of us. For that to happen, I had to clearly express my opinion as a matter as team leader. Okay, let's say no. What happens? Everyone dies? No, don't join the invader hunt. See what happens. I believe it's Takumi killing everyone, but we'll find out. Rational decision. I hope you can all follow my lead on this. I know I will. There's nothing to be afraid of if we all reject it together. Hey, don't speak for everyone just yet. What, you mean you're joining? Of course, I'll never have a chance to live out my fantasies like this again. Besides, the name Invader Hunt makes the game sound like it's going to be an absolute blast. I'm with Takumi on this one. You guys find me playing that game over my dead body. The Invader Hunt is just going to be the culprit trying to trick us into believing it'll be fun, but clearly stated on the blackboard that's a killing game. The recording said as much too. I'll follow Takumi's lead as well. It's against my artistic principles to kill for entertainment. This message doesn't make sense anyways. The sponsor said those not in the game will be eliminated, but we'll still get eliminated sooner or later if we did join. Don't be stupid. Nobody has to die if we win, right? Jeremy, are you listening to yourself? Huh? You're taking this I love killing games persona a little too far, aren't you? I'm not. I'm just saying what I really think. What about you, Hiruko? You haven't said anything. Either choice is fine with me. What do you mean? I'm not interested in the game at all. However, I am interested in finding out the sponsor's identity. They'll make their move eventually, whether we join this silly game or not. Then we'll swoop in and bring down that sickle, right? That's more or less what I was thinking. Then we have an answer. Yes, we're not going to join the Invader Hunt. Darumi, you don't mind, do you? I do mind, but it's not like I play a killing game by myself. Fine. I'll go with the majority. We didn't know what might happen. There was always the possibility that the sponsor was actually one of us. Staying together meant we could prevent the sponsor from trying anything. I didn't tell anyone about the second reason, though. They all assumed the sponsor was an outsider who had infiltrated the school. Well, they were acting like they thought that anyways. The sky turned dark as we whiled our time away. Finally, it was 7 p.m., the time mentioned on the voice recorder. That's when I threw the door to the leisure lounge open. Not because I wanted to join the cage, but I was there to declare as team leader that none of us would be joining. There's no one inside the door. I lifted my head. Hey, are you there? Can you see me? I'm here to tell you that none of us will be joining your stupid invader hunt. My response, that's all I wanted to say. Have a bad night. And then he's going to find out that everyone's dead. Oh boy, you really said after the sponsor said they'd kill us all if we refused to play the game. Don't say I didn't warn you. Will we really be okay? Gaku got killed the last time we did this. But the killer fled and went outside the wall of fire, right? Yeah, most likely, yeah. That's why the sponsor of the game probably isn't one of us. Haku said this morning that the handwriting was different this time. I can't be completely sure because they used spray paint. If the sponsor wasn't the one who killed Gaku, there's also the possibility that the entire thing is a prank. So we need not be unnecessarily shaken. That's if the sponsor wasn't the killer. The truth of the matter remains to be seen. Question, what's the plan for tonight? Plan? Our sleeping arrangements. Where should we spend the night? I'm definitely sleeping in my dear sister's room. I'll stay with Takamaru. No way. What? You don't trust Takumi even after you saved my life. You and me are through, man. But the Sukuma twins decide, why don't we just all sleep in our own rooms like normal? Just lock the door and you'll be fine. I agree. There are 13 people out there. Making everyone sleep in pairs would leave one person out. Why not put the person with one of the other pairs? We should avoid having 3 people in one room. It's too risky. Why? Our teams already discussed this to death, and now I have to repeat myself. Despite her complaint, Hiruko explained to the others that we decided that having 3 people in a room together was a bad idea. That does make sense. We should go back to our own rooms then. No, you just triggered the mother of all death flags and you don't even know it. Well, anything to spice things up around here. That decided, we all returned to our own rooms to sleep after dinner. Ima insisted in sleeping in Kaku's room, but nobody protested on that point. One, 2, 1, 3, 9. How long do I count? 14 souls. Because you're terrible at math, there's only 13 people here. You see, nothing bad happened. So it's just a prank after all. Yes, but who? And for what purpose? If you're asking me, I think the most likely suspect is... Wait a minute, you're accusing me of being the game sponsor? I don't think so. Do you remember just have the guts to pull something off like that? You underestimate me. I may not have guts, but I've still got my brain meats. Just small and overpowered, but they're all the same. Oh, for the love of murder. Hey, can't we just be happy that nothing happened? Please excuse me for exposing my foul, expelling dumpster breath. But why don't we all just have breakfast together? After breakfast, we all headed off to do our own things, relieved that nothing bad happened after all. As for me, I went back to my room. Almost immediately, a visitor came knocking. I opened the door to find Tsubasa standing outside. Did something happen? You asked about Eva's mask yesterday, right? I brought it. Here, for you. Oh, thanks. Sorry for the trouble. I took the mask from her. What are you going to do with it? I was thinking of returning to Eva. Why? Do you trust in her? Not really. It's just... Oh, no, you fell in love with her. Well, of course not. Tsubasa narrowed her eyes. And I felt my palms get sweaty. Never mind, it's none of my business. Everyone's free to love who they want. I told you, that's not it. But since we're talking about the mask, I looked it over out of curiosity and found something pretty interesting. The mask isn't an ordinary accessory. It actually comes installed with a bunch of high-tech features. Infrared night vision, zoom functions, organic life detection. There's even a miniature air tank inside it that allows it to turn into a gas mask. Using that gas mask, the wearer can completely shut off from the outside world for as long as 30 minutes. That's amazing. It almost sounds like it'd be a waste to give it back to Eva. You wouldn't be able to use it, Takumi. It's custom made to fit a specific shape. He was the only one who can wear it. I guess I might as well give it back after all. Even with the best technology in the world, she can't possibly harm any of us from inside the cage, right? By the way, when's she going to give us more information about the enemy? She did promise that if we spared her life. I actually think it would be best if we get her to join us as an ally. An ally, yes, so she can fight in defensive battles along with us. We need some kind of safety measure before allowing her to cut loose, though. Like a collar with a bomb. That should put everyone at ease, right? If she tries to run or do anything fancy, all we have to do is stop her with the press of a button to activate the bomb. A bulb lit up in my mind as Tsubasa was speaking. Tsubasa, let's say there's already a self-destruct device in Ava's body. Would it be possible for someone else to activate it? It depends on how the bomb was built. If the detonation mechanism was designed to be triggered remotely, then maybe. In that case, your plan might actually work. Wait, you're being serious? You weren't just speaking hypothetically? Do you think that's something you could do? Do you want me to create a detonation device for the bomb inside her? Yes, once it's done, we'll have the perfect safety measure. And then we can allow Eva to join us, huh? Alright, I'll give it a shot. Awesome, I'm counting on you. Takumi, here you go, as promised. That's my mask. Sure is. And then, so she's... Why are you doing this? Oh, okay. Nothing happened. Thank you, Takumi. I don't know what to say. No need. Just keep my promise. We'll be seeing you. I'm back in my room, but now what? There's nothing to do with me. Okay, free time. Ado is dead, so I have everyone maxed, right? Yeah, everyone maxed. Come to take a swim, Takumi. Talk to Hiroko. What are you wearing? What do you mean? I'm in the swimsuit. We're at the pool. Wait. But does the sight of me dressed like this arouse you, perhaps? No, that's not it. Look me in the eyes when you speak to me. Come on, quickly now. Hiroko's swimsuit was so powerful that I was forced to flee the scene. You understand Hiroko a little better now. Hiroko... Have you come up here to do laundry too, Sir Takumi? Talk to Kiyoshika. The big river inside the school has made me doing laundry a breeze. I'll just scrub these dirty clothes. Hey, what are you doing? You can't use the pool for your laundry, but Sir Takumi, the river is where you do your laundry, right? I mean, it's just like in the fairy tales. The old lady found Momotaro when washing her clothes. The pool is not a river. Everyone has to share it, so you can't get the water dirty. Oh heavens, well, when's how I launder my clothes? That's why we have washing machines. After spending some time together, you understand Kiyoshika better now. Well then, good night. Jotsu. But since we had no way of discerning that something was brewing underneath, I simply decided to go to bed and embrace the night with sleep. I'll probably stop streaming in like 20 minutes. Actually, maybe a bit less. I jumped out of bed and dashed out of my room. Hiroko, Tsubasa, and Takamaru were on the roof already. Was that Shoma just now? Yeah, I came out running when I heard it. I was already here when she came out. The scream came from the back of the building. Are you sure? Trust me, I got dogs hearing. Okay, let's go. We made our way down the stairs as quickly as we could and we headed to the back of the school. It didn't take long for us to reach our destination where we saw... Shoma. I rushed over to check his pulse and breathing. Nothing, he's dead. Tish. No way. By this time, the other team members had been coming in as well. There's Nozomi, Moko, Kiyoshika, Yugumo, Kura. They gasped and their eyes went wide as they saw Shoma's body. Shoma. Impossible. What is this? Is he breathing? No, unfortunately. Get your act together. It's too early to give up. We just heard him screaming. He can't be dead longer than 10 minutes. Right, we can use biomatic. Let's get him to the infirmary. Yes, but one moment. What the hell? Even so, they should have heard the scream. Weird that they didn't come running like the rest of us. There's no time to discuss that. Get Shoma to the infirmary now. I'll carry them on my back. I don't know how to work the biomatic then. I'll come with you. The rest of us can go look for Ima, Kaku, and Darumi. Got it. Takamaru put Shoma on his back and immediately ran off to the infirmary. The rest of us split off to look for Ima, Kaku, and Darumi. Since the person who attacked Shoma could still be lurking nearby, we split into teams for safety. I partnered with Hiroko. We started in the cafeteria. We made our way as soon as we could, but there was no one else inside. Ima, Kaku, Darumi. There was no response. Looks like they're not here. Yes, let's try somewhere else. Turning around, we dashed through the hallway through the gym, but when we got there... More deaths. Hey, I can't open the door. Is it locked? I peered through the small opening in the door. There's a latch. Someone attached the door from the inside. Hiruko and I looked at each other nervously, neither daring to breathe. We're going to have to break the door down. They're right. On 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The door refused to budge, even though we threw ourselves against it numerous times. Soon the door noise we were making attracted the others to the gym as well. We need some help, guys. What we were trying to do was obvious enough that we didn't have to explain. Everyone nodded, took a couple steps back, and prepared to charge the door. Ready? Go. The latch broke apart with a cracking noise, and we all tumbled into the gym together. And lying on the floor in front of us was... Kako. This is unbelievable. I ran to Kako and put a finger on her neck. There was no pulse. She was deathly cold. Hiruko came from behind me and started examining her body. When she finished, she turned to the others and suddenly shook her head. But it's okay. She couldn't have been dead for too long. It's like Shoma. And we should take her to the infirmary. Yeah. Nozomi ran to Kako and lifted her up. As she did, something fell out of Kako's right hand. What is this? A random butthole? By the time I noticed it, Nozomi had run out of the gym carrying Kako's body. As the rest of us began to leave, go with Nozomi. Moko, Kiyoshika, Kura continue looking for Ima and Durumi. And Takumi, you stay here. What? Why? Just do as I say for now. I'll explain later. Okay, let's be off at once. The others nodded at each other and then ran off towards the hallway, leaving only Hiruko and myself at the scene of the crime. Why only me? There's only one exit here and it was latched shut. I turned to look at the exit. Lying on the floor nearby was a mop that had been broken into 3 pieces. The mop handle had been used to make a makeshift latch. It would have been impossible for someone to latch a door like that from the outside, which means the incident happened in a locked room. Assuming this is true, there are 2 possibilities I could think of. Can you guess what they are? I answered hesitatedly. The first possibility, as much as I hate to say it, Kako killed herself, right? Looking at the bottle dropped from her hand, what does the label say? TTX. It's an abbreviation for tetrodotoxin. It's extremely poisonous. Swallowing just 1 or 2 milligrams is fatal. Are you saying Kako drank it? I don't know. We'll have to think about that later. The other possibility is the even more pressing one, because if Kako didn't take the poison herself, the killer is still hiding somewhere in the gym. Yes, if there is a killer, that is. That's why I told you to stay behind. Alright, let's look around. This makes it clear that Kako took her life. Is it though? Shoma was found sliced up at the back of the building around the same time. Didn't you find it strange that somebody killed him while Kako killed herself? No, there's nothing strange about that. If Kako had been the one to kill Shoma. After stabbing to death, she ran to the gym, blocked the door with a mob handle, and ingested the poison to kill herself. Oh! Wait. I actually know what's going on. It's, we're in the timeline that's opposite from the one with the killer. So, it is Kako who killed them. It's just a different Kako. Maybe that wouldn't make sense if Kako died before Shoma. Remember how Kako felt when you touched her body? Yeah, she's already gone completely cold. I noticed it too. It's probably been several hours since she died. So Kako killed herself sometime last night, and then somebody killed Shoma sometime this morning. Or Kako was murdered. There's that possibility too. How's that possible when the door was latched from the inside? Wait, there's something more important here. If Kako had been dead for a few hours, I'm afraid it's already too late for her. Oh no. They were standing around with a grave look on their face. How are Shoma and Kako? Well, we managed to successfully right Shoma. That's great. Yes, what a relief. But he's still unconscious. His physical body has been restored to full health, but it seems he hasn't recovered mentally from the attack yet. Where is he? Sleeping soundly in his room. Takuma was taking care of him. What about Kako? We did put her body in the revival-matic, but... Hiruko and I went behind the revival-matic to look at the monitor. What was written on the screen made our hearts think. Cause of death, respiratory paralysis, induced asphyxiation. Estimated time of death, day 27, between 1 and 4. Traces of TTX, oral intake. Okay, no external injuries found. Too much time has passed since death. Impossible to revive. The silence of the room was broken in by the door being thrown open, 3 people running in. Terumi, you're safe. Where were you all this time? In the rec room, playing slots. You were doing the what? You can't blame me. I overslept this morning and didn't see anyone in the cafeteria. I just assumed everyone was off doing their own thing. Kiyoshika and I found her in the rec room and dragged her here. We already told her about Shoma and Kako, so we don't know if they'd been successfully revived, so here we are. Did it go well? Just then, the 2 other people barged into the room. Miss Suzuki told me what happened. I fell asleep in my dear sister's room last night, but when I woke up, she was nowhere to be found. I've been looking for her ever since. I saw him running around the hallways like a headless chicken and then brought him here. Where's my dear sister? What happened to her? I explained the situation to everyone who had just been arrived. The news that Kako could no longer be revived hit everyone like a ton of bricks. Tears started welling up in Moko and Kiyoshika's eyes while Kuro was sniffling away under her mask. Durumi alone shed no tears. She had a vacant look on her face as she absently stared into space. But for Ima... Okay, so the answer is, this is a different timeline, and a parasite is in Eido's brain that's controlling him to kill the others. And Gaku and the others oh, what's that? A powerful anesthetic. We have some in the biolab. He came back a little with a gramophile, which he then injected into Ima. Okay, so it's the parasite. It has to be the parasite time traveling. I mean, dimension hopping. He's unlikely to wake up before tomorrow morning. We moved the unconscious Ima to his room and assigned Moko to watch over him. After that, we took Kako's body to the morgue. The morgue is the issue, because the parasites in the morgue duplicated inside each of the hosts, so there's multiple queen parasites, female parasites, inside of them. An indescribable ache spread through my chest at that thought. Unable to stand the pain, I forced myself to look away. After that, we went to the courtyard to check on the cages. Eva was still inside hers, the door was securely locked. Hiruko and I went to tell the others what we learned from investigating the gym. The improvised latch, the bottle poison, and now there was no one inside. While we were talking, the sun had set and the darkness of night was slowly taking over. It was already evening. Since nobody was in the mood for a meal, we gathered in the leisure lounge instead of the cafeteria. Sir Takamaru, were you not supposed to be attending to Sir Shoma? Yugumo took over. Shoma's still out cold, but he's physically fine now. I just don't understand why Kako would kill herself. As I explained, we don't know for sure that was a suicide. We haven't found a suicide note, not in the gym, not on her clothes or in her room yet. But the gym door was latched shut from the inside. And you didn't find anyone in there, yes? But it's hard to find that Kako killed herself when Shoma was clearly killed by someone else. Why would she even do such a thing? I won't be fully convinced until I find a real reason surfaces. I think she was murdered too by the monster that was trying to get us to join the invader hunt. They did warn us that this would happen. Whoever heard that recording said, all who refuse to join the game will be eliminated. All who refuse, that means the rest of us are trying to get too. You're telling us the sponsor wants to kill us all? The first threatening message said something about everyone dying too. It sure did. The first and second threats, we assumed they were written by different people because of their handwriting. I'm starting to think it was the same person after all. We went against the first note. We ignored their demand to leave the academy and started to chase behind said. That gave the culprit an idea. I'll hold a killing game and force those guys to murder each other. Okay, no, that's just stupid. And you mean killing us? Yes, it all makes sense when you think of it that way, doesn't it? That would mean the perpetrator has already murdered 4 people. 4. Sir Gaku, Lady Kako, Survey, and Sir Shoma. Though Sir Shoma was lucky enough to escape the jaws of death. So we're against a ruthless serial killer here. We can't just let someone butcher our friends and get away scot-free. But how do we find them? Haven't I mentioned this before? The killer may well be one of us. Everyone tensed about Hiruko's words and started exchanging suspicious glances. Not everyone is a suspect, though. It would be impossible for Takumi, Tsubasa, Takamaru, or me to have done this. How can you be so sure? Oh, that's right. The 4 of us met each other at the rooftop this morning, immediately after hearing Shoma scream. He was stabbed at the back of the building. Even if we could teleport, there's no way for us to have appeared on the rooftop right after slicing him that badly. He wasn't thrown down from the rooftop after being stabbed either. His body hadn't taken any fall damage. Just a moment. If all 4 of you were working together, yes, it would definitely seem possible from your point of view. That would also mean that 1 in 3 of our teams are killers. I don't think SDU would be worth much then. That line of reasoning isn't strong enough to prove your innocence. Anyways, what were the rest of you doing at the time? I remember those who came after us were Nozomi, Kiyoshi, Kakura, Moko, and Yugumo too. Though they aren't here right now. Where did you guys come from? I ran from the entrance hall. I simply found myself in a group as I was heading to the back of the building. How do you know to go there? Well, I heard Shoma scream, but I chose to wait in my room first before making a move. Then I overheard you guys talking outside. You said something about the scream coming from the back of the building, right? So I followed you to the scene of the crime. Nozomi and Jerumi said the same thing, but I couldn't tell if they were telling the truth. Whatever was the case, there's no denying the perpetrator could have joined with the group halfway through without anyone realizing. Your suspicions are misplaced, especially when there was much likelier suspect to cast aspirations on. Yeah, someone who didn't even show up at the crime scene, huh? Wait, you mean me? You were totally trying to get us to join that stupid killing game, so when we refused to cave in after the second threat, you decided to. It wasn't me. I had nothing to do with that threat. I overslept, that's all. We all shot Darumi's suspicious looks. Her dismay and bewilderment were palpable. Beads of sweat rolled down her face, making her makeup run. Hey, can I say something? I think it's counterproductive for us to be doubting ourselves like this. How are we supposed to handle future battles if we can't stay united? Let's calm down and think things through rationally. I'm going to use the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. In normal circumstances, the probability of the killer being an outsider is a lot higher than the alternative. But would an outsider be able to slip in without triggering the alarm? Well, maybe it was Eva. Impossible. We checked the cage just now, right? She's still inside the lake and the gate was properly locked. Not only that, I have the key right here. Also, I locked the door last night, so nobody could have stolen the key from me when I was asleep. One of you were working together with her. I can debunk the theory. Tsukumi has been with me since morning. Even if he had let Ava out the cage last night to stun Shoma, he couldn't have locked it back up this morning without my knowledge. You need the key to unlock the cage as much as you need it to unlock it. That means it's one of us. No, it can't be. There has to be a way for someone to come in without triggering the alarm. There's always the possibility that nobody slipped in at all. What are you saying? I'm saying the killer could have just been hiding in the county before the first team was dispatched here. It's true, if they were here already, they wouldn't have triggered the alarm. So that person's still hiding somewhere in the school right now. All of a sudden, Tsubasa raised her voice. I know, I can make an organic life detection device. Organic life detection device? Put simply, it's a machine that detects the number of large living organisms on our school grounds. It won't be advanced enough to pinpoint their exact location, but I have a precise number should tell us if there's really an outsider hiding here. You can make something like that. I found a similar function while investigating Eva's mask 2 days ago. I took the opportunity to study it thoroughly. This I can make something like that in 7 days, perhaps. Until then, let's stop being suspicious of each other like Nozomi suggested. We'll assume the killer is an outsider until proven wrong. What do you guys say? Everyone nodded in agreement. The moment I saw that, the world around me started to spin. What is this? That was the last thought on my mind before it shut down completely. It is 100% Ado taking over. I woke up to an all too familiar sight of Nozomi sitting right in front of me. It was deja vu time. She knows right away I was awake and left to her fleet with an ear-piercing scream. She scuttled frantically around the room a few times before finally coming to a stop. And then she just stood there in a daze. I watched the entire scene play out before sitting up. What day is it today? Day 39. I fainted on day 27, so I've been out for 11 days. Yeah, we've almost been out of emergency feeding drips. When I lose consciousness, I didn't get stabbed on day 27. My old wound didn't reopen. She regarded me with a somber look on her face as I mumbled to myself. Then she gave me the diagnosis. We think you have the fainting disease. Fainting disease, also known as psychogenic pseudosyncope, a disease that causes you to suddenly lose consciousness after being exposed to strong psychological shock or stress. Like your mind just blows out. I have a disease like that? Yeah, after what happened to Shoma and Kako on day 27. Your mind suffered a heavy blow, and even though you somehow made it to nighttime okay, the moment you felt like you could relax, your mind completely shut down just like that. How could you tell I had this disease? It's the third time you fainted out of the blue, right? This always takes you a long time to regain consciousness. That didn't seem like normal behavior, so we decided to scan your brain, using the Revivomatics diagnosis function. I don't remember contracting any disease like that. That's what the machine analysis said. Traces of treatment found on damaged parts of brain. Fainting disease, likely developed as an after effect. Treatment on damaged parts of my brain? I don't know what exactly happened. At any rate, your damage isn't life-threatening and it doesn't affect your cognitive judgment or functions. So that part's nothing to worry about, at least. Easy for you to say. This means I can fail again if something stressful happens, right? Yes, but I'm sure it'll be alright, as long as we make sure nothing too stressful happens again. So, has anything changed? Changed. Like, have you guys learned anything about the killer while I was out? No, we haven't made any progress in that area. The unknown killers remains at large and we don't have a single clue to follow. Nobody's been attacked since then, so we're all still alive at least. What about Shoma and Nima? Shoma regained consciousness, but he says he doesn't know who stabbed him. You can ask him about it yourself later. And Nima? He's barricaded himself in the room and hasn't said much to us. Just a word or two when we deliver food to him. Needless to say, he didn't fight in the defensive battle that happened on day 33. Ima, Shuma, and Darumi settled in the battle as usual. Are those three still suspicious? Yes, they seem to think you're the most likely suspect, but even if you weren't the one, it had to be someone from the SCU. That's what the other three believe. And Tsubasa's device hadn't detected any new life forms. It's been 10 days since. I couldn't hardly blame them. This is the third time I've woken up after losing consciousness for several days. At least that's what I thought. It turns out they had another reason to be despondent. I finished breakfast and returned to my room. Tsubasa came knocking soon after. She saw how dejected everyone seemed right now, right? Want to know why? Sure. She pulled out something from behind her back. What's this? The organic life detection device. Alright, you finished it 5 days ago. Yeah, but now I wish I hadn't. Why not? Because this is the reason why everyone's jumping at shadows. She turned the device on as she spoke. 13? Yep, the total life forms in this academy. That's all of us, including Eva. Which means that there are no outsiders in the school, and the culprit is really one of us. Yeah, that's what everyone believes now, except for me and Nozomi, that is. You two still think it's an outsider that did it? I don't know, but the killer could have fled outside after stabbing Shoma, right? The possibility of that happening seemed low to me, but I forced myself not to voice those doubts. That's why everyone is so down. Basically, it's all because they're all suspicious of one another. This isn't going to end well. Without trust, we won't be able to put a united front during the next defensive battle. Can you do something to me? What do I need to do to help us well? Just tell me what you need. Oh, I just remembered. I finished the other thing you asked me to make a while ago, too. What thing? You know the remote detonator that triggered the bomb in Eva's body? I managed to complete it after carefully investigating her body with her consent, of course. Tsubasa rummaged through her pocket and took out something that looked like a remote control. I took it and gripped it tightly in my hand. Thanks, this puts me at ease. I'll probably add Eva to the team starting with the next battle. Yeah, that should help our combat power. The problem is getting the others to trust her. Oh well, I've done my part. The rest is up to you. Up to me. How should I do this? Was it what Tsubasa said before? The killer could have fled outside after stabbing Shoma. To be honest, I don't think they did. I have no concrete proof, but everything that happened so far felt like it was part of a larger scheme that someone was orchestrating. At the very least, I was convinced the culprit was going to stop at Shoma's stabbing. In that case, excluding myself, the killer must be one of the 12 other students at the academy. No, wait. Shoma was the victim. If Hiruko, Tsubasa, Takamaru, and Eva were also innocent, that just leaves 7 suspects. Rumi, Nozomi, Kiyoshika, Yugumu, Moko, Ima, and Kurura. Oh, shit. The second to last Defense Academy could also just all be parasites, too. The only way to prevent that from happening is to reveal the identity. No, they wouldn't do that. Because the instant they reach half, they just kill the other half. It might just be one. One person had a parasite. I should find the culprit no matter what. I clenched my fist and resolved to devote myself to the investigation. Go to Ima's room. No answer. I tried the door, but it was locked. Ima, I know you're inside. Can we talk? I'm trying to track down the culprit, but I need something to go on. At the time, a voice called out from the other side of the door. Ah, you're awake, Mr. Sumino. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can tell you. Come on, there's gotta be something. You see, I'm suspicious of you too. I think you may have been the one who killed my dear sister. What are you talking about? I didn't kill her, and in the first place, Kako, she killed herself. Is that what you're trying to say? A preposterous suggestion. There's absolutely no reason for my dear sister to do such a thing. She had no worries, no sorrows. Even if she did develop any, she would have told me about them. My dear sister did not kill herself. I have no doubt she was murdered. Like I said, I suspect the killer may have been you, Mr. Sumino. The only way I haven't exacted vengeance yet is because I'm not completely sure it was you. Accidentally killing the wrong person would be playing right into the hands of the real culprit, but I might lose my sense of reason if we continue to speak much longer. Can you please leave now while I'm still in my right mind? I could sense that prolonging the conversation would lead nowhere. You may refuse to respond to any further attempts to talk. What are you guys doing here? If it isn't serial killer Takumi, you're awake. I'm not serial killer. Stop calling me that. Anyways, I'm investigating the identity of the culprit right now. Do you mind if I ask a few questions? Well, can you be any more shameless? The criminal is role-playing as a detective now. I'm not talking to you. I'm asking Shoma. Oh, you want to know about the person who stabbed me? I told the others a bunch of times now. I didn't get a good look at them. But I thought you were sure Takumi did. Yes, but it's not like I have any proof. So does that mean you didn't see the culprit when you were stabbed? No, I did see someone, but they were wearing a mask. How the person's height? I can't be sure. They were dressed in a long black poncho thing. You must have seen some identifiable features. I was attacked the moment it turned around, so I'm afraid not. I screamed immediately, and before I realized it, I'd been shoved to the ground. I don't remember anything after that. I fainted after the first 2 or 3 stabs. So you don't even know if it was a man or a woman? No. Did it say anything? Actually, I did hear them say something as I was being stabbed. The person kept saying, die, die. They should have been able to recognize the voice. The thing is, I didn't. Why not? The voice had been changed with a voice changer. Voice changer, huh? Takumi, Tsubasa, Takamaru. That's what's making it suspicious right now. Oh, you're still in the cafeteria. Don't talk to us now. We're in the middle of a very serious discussion. Nozomi just refuses to listen to reason. What's the discussion about? I still don't believe the culprit is one of us. I'm trying to tell everyone to stop being suspicious of each other. You saw that Vice told a number of life forms in the school. Yes, but that doesn't prove the crimes for inside jobs. The culprit must have fled outside the wall of fire after stabbing Shoma. I'm trying to tell you that's not possible. Yeah, there doesn't seem like a killer that would stop at 1 or 2 victims. They clearly said they want to kill everyone, both in the tape recording and in the first message. But I can't. Takumi, say something. Oh, well. Sorry, I just remembered I have something to do. Gotta go, bye. Wait, Takumi, come back here, please. That's fucked up. You can't just run from conflict like that every time. Does that include Kaku's death too? Yes, the suspicious circumstances of her death bothered me as well. My main objective was to solve the attempted murder of Shoma, but that didn't mean it was my only concern. Any information that would help solve Kaku's case would be more than welcome. There was other cases to think about as well, like Survey's destruction or Gaku's murder. But I hadn't found any further clues to those cases despite my thorough investigation on day 24, so I decided I'd focus on Shoma's case first while the trail was still fresh. Is there something bothering you about Kaku's case? Yes, there is. Remember Ka's death? She ingested tetrodotoxin, an extremely potent poison. When we found her, she was holding a bottle named TTX lightly in her hand. The bottle was originally from this biolamp, so the poison was taken from here. That would appear to be the case, whether by Kako, who then killed herself with it, or by someone else who used it to kill Kako. Is this room open to everyone? Sure is. No, there's no lock on the door, and the cabinets are unsecure too. Anyone could have taken anything at any time. Someone also sold some Gamma-Fio, plus syringes and needles to the administrator. Gamma-Fio, that's the substance used to knock out Ema on day 27. The very same. Huh? But if it's here, then it can't have been stolen, right? There are multiple bottles here, several are missing. It didn't happen recently either. I noticed the missing bottles on day 27. When I came here to get supplies to help with Ema, I noticed there were already some missing. Why would the killer do that? We don't know for sure if the killer is the one who stole them. The thing is, at the proper dilutions, the substance can numb the body's pain and emotion receptors without causing loss of consciousness. Perhaps that's what the thief wanted to use it for. So maybe it was Shoma, is what he's saying. Hiroko, you were here the other day too. What's so interesting about this place? I wanted to investigate Kako's body again. What about you? I'm here to investigate the case as well. As if your clumsy brain could bring us closer to the truth. Hey, be quiet. Hiroko decided to repeat herself in her hushed voice. As if your clumsy voice, that's not what I meant. Anyways, you already looked at Kako's body? Yes, and the other two as well. Edo and Gaku, didn't we already check Gaku's body on day 24? But something happened to make me realize I need to check it again. I've discovered two surprising facts after investigating Kako's body. The first concerns her cryptoglobin. Her body's almost been completely drained of it. What? There's a cut on her ankle. Her body was likely moved somewhere and hung up for an extended time. It was returned here after being almost completely drained of cryptoglobin. When? I'll get to that later. Let me tell you about my other discovery first. What the hell? Marks of a stolen heart. What? Someone cut a hole in her neck, smashed her ribs, and dug her heart out. Why would anyone do that? Before we talk about it, check the other bodies too. Wait a minute, what's going on here? What indeed? Why are you so calm about this? Their hearts have been removed from their bodies. I know, that's what I've been trying to tell you. When did this happen? When we investigated Gaku's body on day 24, his back was still intact. It was still on day 27 too. I checked Edo and Gaku's bodies when we moved Kaku's body here. Nobody had holes in their back at that point in time. That means it must have happened sometime after the night of day 27. The perpetrator likely did the deed to all three at the same time as well. They may have been when they extracted Kako's cryptoglobin as well. Who? Simple logic dictates that the culprit behind the series of events did it, but why? How should I know what the culprit's up to? Perhaps they're simply a lunatic who collects hearts as a hobby, or a gourmet who enjoys a spot of grilled myocardium with lemon on top. Both examples are crazy. There's just one thing I can't seem to figure out. Why were their hearts extracted from the back? Making an opening in the chest would make them so much easier. Why go about it this way? So everyone got back shot. That's weird information to know, though. There's a heart sealer out there. Took me a long time to see. I heard you were out cold for a while. I woke up all of a sudden for some reason. I'm glad you did. Is there something I can help you with today? There's no point in asking Eva about the case, so I decided to ask you about something else. Do you remember what you told me before? And that you said you decided to take your chances with us, right? Yes, I'll no longer try to self-destruct in everyone's presence for reasons I previously explained. Then we will fight for us instead? Yes, it's the one who betrayed you is still alive, right? But joining us in battle, you could personally take revenge against her and her underlings. Is that why Tsubasa asked to conduct a thorough examination of my body the other day, so that if I ever tried anything, your team would be able to detonate the bomb inside my body remotely? Using the device you made? Yes, but this is because I want to make one thing clear. I didn't ask for the device because I'm suspicious of you. It's just something that's needed to put the others at ease. Eva thought about it a while for what I said. All right, you saved my life, so if there's anything I can do to help you, I'll do it. Thank you. Unfortunately, you'll still have to wait for a while before I can let you out of here. I need to clear with others first. Understood. I will wait. I went to the gym last. When I stepped aside, I saw that Tsubasa and Takamaru were already there. And Tsubasa, Takamaru, perfect timing. I needed to ask you guys about something. What is it? Remember the voice changer you showed me in the garage the other day? Is it still here? Shoma told you about the culprit using the voice changer, huh? Yeah, he did. You guessed right, Takumi. The good device has gone missing. I knew it. The culprit stole it, huh? I think so. When did you realize it was gone? On day 28. The day Shoma regained consciousness, I went to the garage to check after hearing his story, and the voice changer was already gone. Yeah, without anyone realizing it. She showed the voice changer on the afternoon of day 24, so it must have been stolen between that time and the morning of day 27, before Shoma got stabbed. What are you two doing here, though? I did a lot of thinking about myself while you were out, and I just don't believe Kako killed herself. Me too. At first, suicide seemed like the only possibility based on the solution. After listening to Hiroko, though, I seemed to realize how unnatural the whole thing seemed. But if she was killed, how did the culprit get away? That's what we need to figure out. And so here we are. Maybe there's a secret tunnel or something here that we completely missed, you know? We're all here to do the same thing, then. You mean? Yeah, Kako died under such mysterious circumstances, I can't stop thinking about it. Let's check the place out together. Yeah, and we trust each other since all three of us have been safers. And those of us who could be safely removed from the list of suspects, safers. That's true. And thus we began to investigate the gym. We went around knocking on walls and floors to check for hidden doors. Some time passed before Takamaru shouted at us from below the stage. Hey, Taka, come over here. I found something crazy. He was standing at a corner of the stage. Tsubasa and I hurried over. What in the world? No way, there really was a secret tunnel. Or should I say, hidden ladder. I checked the place before and found nothing. What do you do? Told you I have a dog's hearing. I knocked on the floor and immediately knew right away there was an empty space outside. Then I groped around the surface and what do you know, a rotatable handle came flipping around. Grab the handle, pulled it, and there you have it. Let's go see what's down there. Yeah. And it goes straight to the rooftop. Isn't this, you know this thing? Yeah, remember what I told you? This is the escape pod that deploys on the last day. No way. Damn. Does that mean if I can get inside, we could go to the artificial satellite? Nope, this thing can't be opened from outside. How about we use a crowbar to pry it open? Then the pod becomes useless because outer space is a vacuum, so we have no choice but to wait until day 100. By the way, have you guys forgotten why we came down to the place in the first place? We were trying to solve the locked door case, weren't we? Hiruko and I thoroughly investigated the gym after discovering her body, but if the killer had been hiding in the storeroom or the ladder shaft at the time, we couldn't have possibly found them. Then after you and Hiruko left the gym, the killer got out and walked through the exit like nothing ever happened, which means that Kaku really was killed. We don't have concrete proof of that yet. However, that doesn't disprove the previous notion that it couldn't possibly have been the murderer. Wait a minute, assuming for a moment she was murdered, wouldn't that prove that the killer was an outsider? Because when we found Kaku's body, Takamaru, Shoma, and I were in the infirmary, whereas everyone else was in the gym. Not everyone else. Two are missing. That's right, Darumi and Ima. Ima couldn't have been the killer. He worshipped the ground she walked in. And Darumi, though, she said she was playing slots or something. She could have been lying through her teeth. But it's always possible that an outsider did it. You made that life detection device yourself, unless you're telling yourself that you made the number up. I did no such thing. That was the correct number, but the killer could have gotten away by the time I finished making the device, remember? Just then, I noticed something out of the corner of my eye, an item put on the ground next to the cockpit. I caught my eye for some reason, and I slowly walked towards it. Hey, what's that? A handkerchief? So it seems. I see something embroidered onto it. It reads IT, Information Technology, or maybe it's just it, as in acro. It could be referring to the initials of a name. Ima Tsukumu? When we exited the gym, we saw that it was already nighttime. I asked Takamaru and Tsubasa to gather the others before heading to Ima's room myself. Come out, Ima. We need to ask you about something. Somehow it felt like he would keep hiding it if I told him about the handkerchief. So I decided to not say anything for now. We found a clue that may lead us to Kaku's killer. I made that assertion even though I had no solid proof she was killed because I wanted to get him out of the room. A short while later, I heard the door being unlocked. And then Ima appeared from behind it. You believe me about my dear sister being murdered? Yes, can you come with me? Slowly but surely, Ima nodded in consent. Takamaru, Tsubasa, and I took everyone to the storeroom where the escape pod was being held. We told them how we found the place and how the pod could be used on day 100. After climbing back out, we were all in the cafeteria. So what was the clue you found? Before that, I need to check on something. On day 27, when we found Kaku's body, were you really playing slots at that time? You're still suspicious of me? Then check this machine's play lock. Then you'll know for sure I was playing with it at that time. How could I have possibly stabbed Shoma if I'd been hiding in the storeroom that whole time? The only way out of the place was through the tunnel, right? I wouldn't have been able to get to the gym until the coast was clear. Maybe you clambered out of the escape pod's escape elevator shaft? I'm no spy woman, and that shaft has no footholds. It's possible to climb. The ceiling of that shaft is covered with a thick wall. It's not something that can be opened by human hands. How about that? You were the one to kill Kaku, but not the one to stab Shoma. You're suggesting there was two culprits. Indeed I am. And does number 2 ring any bells in regards to this situation? When we found Shoma's body, there were 2 people missing from the scene. You're suspicious of me as well? You have his face twisted in a grimace. I hesitated for a moment when I found his expression, but decided to show everyone the handkerchief we found. This is the clue I was talking about. We found in the escape pod's handkerchief. Are those initials? The one that referred to Ima? I thought so. This is your handkerchief, right, Ima? And the fact that it was in the storeroom means Sir Ima killed Lady Kaku? Yeah, mine? Me kill my very own sister? I didn't think that was possible either. Unless Ima was the one to stab Shoma and Darumi was the one to kill Kaku. Ima dropped the handkerchief in the storeroom when he was casing the joint. I told you that wasn't me. You think of Miss Amemiya and our accomplices and then tactfully disapproved of my dear sister murder? There's no difference of accusing me from killing my dear sister myself. You're all crazy. I can't believe that even crossed your mind. So you deny the charge. Of course I do. Then explain yourself. Why was your handkerchief in the storeroom? That's because, you see, you're feeling guilty. No. Ima dashed out of the cafeteria screaming. Wait, Ima. We all dashed after him. Ima grabbed the fire extinguisher and then console before running outside. We found him as we ran out of the building. He was running at full speed through the schoolyard, and none of us could catch up. Finally, he tore through the wall of fire and ran to the other side. We followed behind. When we got to the city ruins, something unexpected happened. All of a sudden, a large object shaped like an onion appeared out of nowhere and captured Ima, who had been running ahead out of us. Ima! The onion object then flew high up in the air with Ima and vanished out of sight. What just happened? And what was that thing? I'd seen that onion thing before in the previous timeline. That's probably a commander. Are you serious? Ima's been captured by the enemy? No way. That can't be true. It's alright, we could probably figure out where they went. What? You know, Ima's been so emotionally unstable lately, right? So I thought you might just go up and go missing one day. So I secretly planted a transmitter on his body, in his body when bringing food to him. We should be able to see where they went. They took it from the war room. You clever girl, you. Oh, let's all head back for now. Trace the transmitter and quickly figured out exactly where Ima had been taken. It was an enemy relay station that we visited in the previous timeline. We immediately started making plans to get him back. After some discussion, we decided to split into two teams. The rescue team and the defense team. Unless we rescue him, even though he may very well be the killer, it's not set in stone yet. What if it was all a mistake? Do you ever live with the fact that you abandoned an innocent friend? I knew you would say that. I was just making sure. Having only 5 people on the defense team is not very reassuring. Yeah, can't we add one more or something? No, what if the enemy attacks in the meantime? We can't afford to be lax on home security. In that case, Takumi. Yeah, it's fine. Everyone follow me. Sir Takumi, Lady Eva's out and about. Why have you done such a thing? Yes, as you can see, I let her out. But why? I intend her to let her join the rescue team. Huh? I explained the bomb in Eva's body and the remote detonator we had made to trigger it. And you really think this will work? If you feel like she's acting suspicious, you can press the button to blow her up yourself. Huh? I put the remote detonator in an astonished Shiroko's hand. Now, do you feel reassured? Have it your way. Thank you for having me on the team. I look forward to being useful to you. Alright, we'll be back. Good luck. Stay safe. I'll rescue Ima and then I'll probably end for the night. By the time we got close to the relay station, the sun was just starting to rise. We got off the bus, climbed a small hill to survey the relay station. We don't know exactly where Ima is being held in the space, but that doesn't matter. Let's bust in there and start kicking ass and taking names. Yeah, you guys already saw that the commander can fly. That's me, Quinzel. Quinzel, is that his new name? Yes, he's an absolute creep. Feel free to make meat out of him. Fine enemy, huh? Sounds like a headache already. How do we even get to him? We'll be fine with my specialist skill on our stand. I whip up some surface-to-air artillery and knock him down in one shot. Thing is, I'll have to start crafting it after he actually appears. Why can't you make it just now? This particular weapon can only hold its shape for 5 minutes. After that, its internal pressure will cause it to explode. Got it. Guess there's no helping now. Okay, let's do it. Special defense unit, move out. Now, do you understand that I would never betray you? I shall reserve judgment until after this battle is over. Where's the commander? That Kunzo guy? Should be here any time now. Ah, speak of the devil. He's finally here, like moss to a flame. Everyone cover Kurora while she crafts artillery. Understood. Got it. Enemy reinforcements, new enemy approaches. You win. The pain, it hurts. Why'd you do this? What prompted this cruelty? Serves you right, Quinzel. You're Eva? I noticed you were here a while back, but does that mean you switched allegiances? Yes, it's not like as if I had any future in the Sovereign Army anyways. Overlord Vexnus, what? We all turned around at the same time, but there's no one there. Don't tell me. We turned around, but it was too late. During this precious few seconds, the defeated commander had disappeared completely. He got away? Freaking coward. I guess you should say Quinzel has been Quinzelled. Even the jokester, huh? After the battle, we split up to look for Ima. It took a while, but I eventually found him locked up in a cage. Ima, you're right. Hold on. I'll get you out now. Mr. Samino. I swung my sword down on the lock and it broke apart with a loud noise. I opened the door and quickly guided Ima outside, but I saw something flashing in the corner of my eye right next to the cage. A bomb? The next moment. I instantly grabbed Ima from behind. The snap action meant my body shielded Ima from the burn of the blast. The scalding pain rippled through my back. I choked down a cry of pain and asked, are you okay? Yeah? What about you? Don't worry about me. As long as you're fine. Huh? Mr. Sumino? Mr. Sumino? Mr. Sumino! Up and out, the troops time to rise and shine and get ready for day 50. I woke up to the expected sight of Nozomi sitting right in front of me. This time she wasn't shocked at all. Instead, she looked at me with a gentle softness in her eyes. Morning, you're awake now? I didn't have to ask about the day since it was just mentioned in the announcement just now. It's day 50 today. Yeah, don't worry about the feeding drips. We went to the second academy and brought a whole lot back. Oh, thanks as always. You should thank the others too. They were the ones who actually got the drips, and I wasn't the only person taking of you when you were out. I sat up in the bed. For some reason, I wasn't feeling any aches or pain. You seem fine physically. The truth is your external injuries weren't as bad as they seemed, which meant the real reason I was out for such a long time was because of the fainting disease. I think so. Has anything changed? If you mean the murder cases, we still haven't made any progress. Ima and Darumi are still denying they are working together. Tsubasa and I don't believe they did anything either, but the others? Oh, there's something else changed though. Ima's taking part in the defense about us. What? You should have been back at the enemy relay station, remember? He said he's joining the fight for you. I see. That said, he's still as reticent as ever and hardly ever leaves his room. Who could blame him? Other than Tsubasa and me, everyone's suspicious of him. But he did say he was willing to tell you and only you everything. Really? Yep, so go find him later, okay? Later? Were you expecting to not act right now after what you just told me? I jumped outside and dashed out immediately. Mr. Smino, first of all, thank you for saving me that day. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Don't mention it, really. What I want to hear from you is some answers. I was going to tell you everything after you woke up anyways, not only because I owe you a debt of gratitude, but also because I'm now sure you couldn't have been the killer, because the real killer would never risk his own life to save me like that. It was my deepest desire to find the person who killed my dear sister, and then smash the face in with a hammer over and over again until there was nothing left of it. Yes, but I'm a detective's assistant. I do not deal well with deductions, so I've decided to trust this earnest wish of mine to you. I have the utmost confidence that you have what it takes to bring the truth to light. I just need to do that as soon as I get some answers from you. Now, first of all, why didn't you kill Darumi? What? You think the killer is one of us, don't you? Yes? When Kaku's body was found, you and Darumi were the only ones not in the gym, unless you were the killer. But that can't be right, right? Of course not. So from your perspective, only one person could have been hiding in the storeroom at that point in time. None other than Darumi. Yet you didn't go and smash her head in with a hammer until there was nothing left. Why not? Mr. Simu, I see what you're getting at, and you're right. It's because I knew it was possible for someone else to have been my dear sister's killer, because there's a hidden exit in the storeroom, right? Opposite the cockpit section of the escape pod lay a heap of metal containers. When we moved the heap away, we found a large ventilation mat. This is it. It's big enough for Takamaru and Moko to pass through. You are quite right. Have you ever gone inside before? No, sir. I stuck my head into the shop but couldn't see anything in pitch black darkness. When did you realize there's a storm here? About day 10, I would say. My dear sister found the entrance first. She was the one who brought me here. After that, we would secretly visit this place together whenever we had some free time. It became something like a secret hiding spot of ours. Why didn't you tell anyone? I didn't tell you before because I thought you were my dear sister's killer. I didn't tell the others because, well, I promised you will not get angry. Yeah? Because my sister and I intended to flee this place together in the escape pod. That's not possible. The door can't be opened manually. We thought we could do something about that by tinkering with the control system in the war room. But you kept this place a secret even after Kaku was murdered. If you told us about it, we'd be able to accept your assertion that Kaku hadn't killed herself. I promised my dear sister that no matter what happened, I wouldn't tell anyone about this place. She had tears in her eyes when she made me promise. I believe I may have dropped the handkerchief at that time, when I was putting it in my pocket after wiping my dear sister's tears away. This place was our sanctuary. We didn't want anyone else invading our space, even after my dear sister lost her life. I felt like I would be desecrating her memory by allowing someone else in. That's why I told nobody. After Ima calmed down, we climbed back to the surface. Tsubasa was in the garage as usual when we stepped inside. Ima, you're an unusual sight around here, even more unusual than me being awake. I mean, I already heard about you from Nozomi. She's been going around telling everyone the news, you know? Anyways, what's up? Just wanted to know if there's a recon drone anyone here with lights and cameras if possible. That's what you need it for. It's kind of hard to explain. Can you just come with us and bring the recon drone? We need it to solve the case. Alright, give me a second. Oh, if there's a ventilation staff here, that means I see how it is now. Exactly. If Kaku was killed, the presence of the shaft makes everyone in the academy a suspect, including the safers for Shoma's case. Including me? Yeah, you still brought me here. Does that mean you trust me? Kind of, sort of. You don't sound very sure. I'll take it, though. Okay, let's start. Thanks. We used the drone to investigate the ventilation shaft. As a result, we were able to make a few discoveries. Right, in the summary, this is what we learned. First of all, the shaft bends in its exact shape a few times and extends towards the school building. It splits into a grid structure halfway and connects to different parts of the building. Anyone using this can basically exit from anywhere they like. However, the bends are extremely narrow and people our size can't possibly get through them. Only someone with the body of a small child could have gone through these bends. I'm more concerned about what we found halfway. Yeah, me too. This thing, right? The thing that got stuck in a protrusion in the interior wall. Thankfully, we were able to retrieve it because I had the foresight to attach a robotic arm to the drone. It's a piece of cloth, right? A square green piece of cloth about an inch long. I looked at Ima, then Tsubasa, then they looked at me with wide, questioning eyes. It's apparent that they hadn't realized the grave implication behind this. Maybe a certain incident had blinded them to the existence of the possibility. I put the piece of cloth in my pocket and looked them both in the eyes and said, "To everyone together at the gym at 7 p.m. today." Why? This is quite sudden. Please, just do it. They turned to look at each other. I don't mind. What will you be doing until then? Well, you see. You'll see. I had enough proof to make my case, but I just wanted one more piece of key. Oh, he's feeding the parasite. I went back to the school, to the place where Shoma had been stabbed. I spent a few hours thoroughly investigating every nook and cranny. Before long, the sun had set, and my shadow was growing longer. It was at that time I found something, a faint trace of blood on the corner of a rock. It was maybe 30 feet from where Shoma had been stabbed. I didn't think blood from his injury could have sprayed that far, which meant... I entered the gym at 7 p.m. sharp to find everyone already gathered there. Eva, you're here too? Yes, I've received an official release. I've been given Eido's room and do not have to sleep in the cage anymore. All credit goes to Takumi and Tsubasa. The remote detonator just to allow everyone to accept my presence with the greatest peace in mind. I duplicated your device. I gave a copy to everyone. I'll pass it yours later. No, I don't need one. Outside, what are we all here for? Well, you see... I turned my gaze and slowly lowered my head. I figured out who killed Chikaku and stabbed Shoma. Mr. Sumino, wait a minute. You just said with absolute certainty that my dear sister was indeed killed. The situation points to that fact. Who did it? Amima, I need you to promise me something first. Promise you won't lay a finger on the killer when you realize who they are. I won't tell you the truth unless you promise me that. Fine, I promise that I won't lay a finger on that accused scum. Alright, much as I wish I didn't have to do this, here goes. The person who killed Kaku and stabbed Shoma, it was, the name of that person is... The person who killed Kaku and stabbed Shoma is... I mean, it points to Shoma. Like, he's literally the smallest one. The real killer is you, Shoma Genzaki. What are you talking about, Takumi? Have you forgotten that I was the victim too? I was stabbed. Stop running your mouth and just watch as I expose every last detail of your criminal wrongdoings from start to finish. I'll tell you what happened in chronological order. Let's start with Kaku at 4. Let's start with Kaku. Her estimated time of death is between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. You met up with her before that on day 26 to tell her to come to the gym during that period of time. She showed up to the gym as you asked, where you made up for some reason for her to swallow that thing. That thing? I'm talking about TTX, tetrodotoxin. It's extremely poisonous. Ingesting just 1 to 2 milligrams is fatal. That's how you poison Kaku to death. After poisoning Kaku, you put the bottle of TTX in her right hand. Then you block the gym door using a mop as a lash. thinking you could make her death seem like a suicide with all that nonsense. Once that was done, you climbed down the ladder at the corner of the stage into the escape pod storeroom. You already knew the shaft was there because you had seen Ima and Kako go into the trap door before. You did your homework and went down to check out the storeroom as well before carrying out your plan. That's why you also knew about the ventilation shaft and you used that vent to return to the school building. That's the main reason causing me to single you out as the culprit. The main reason. Anyone could have used the ventilation shaft. I can because of how the shaft bends into a zigzag shape and extends for the school building. The bends are extremely narrow. Only someone with a body the size of a small child could have gone through those bends. In other words, the only one who could have gone through those narrow bends is you, Shoma. You can't say that for sure. A girl who was flexible enough could have passed through as well, right? No, it's physically impossible. Anyways, there was something left behind in the ventilation shaft. That's what's going to serve as irrefutable proof of your guilt. Irrefutable proof. Green cloth. Here it is, the square piece of inch-wide green cloth. Out of all of us, only Kurura, Takamaru, and Shoma wear something green on them. But Kurura's tomato mask isn't made out of cloth, so this crap can't be hers. The shade of green on Takamaru's jacket is less vibrant than this scrap too. Shoma, turn around. Why? Just do it. I just checked. Part of Shoma's backpack has been torn. The torn part perfectly matches this cloth area. Indeed, I too witnessed it and concluded they are a perfect match. Well, you couldn't have passed through the narrow bends of the shaft while still wearing your backpack, but you couldn't leave it in the shaft either. So you tied the shoulder straps to your feet and pulled it along as you climbed up. That's how the backpack got caught on the sharp edge protruding out the inner wall of the shaft. This cloth scrap got torn off because of that. No. This is fake evidence practiced by the real culprit. Someone's trying to frame you. If that's the case, why would someone stab you? The only one act to completely divert all suspicion away from you. Now this next part is all conjecture. Shoma, you were actually intending to kill Ima as well, weren't you? That plan went awry because Kako showed up to the gym alone, so you had no choice but to only kill her. But that made things difficult for you because Ima knew about the storeroom as well. What's more, he also knew about the ventilation shaft. If he told anyone about the shaft, this would no longer be a locked room case. And if we pursued the case as a murder, we would eventually close in on you. So you wanted to kill Ima afterwards, but it was almost dawn by the time you crawled out of the ventilation shaft. That left you with no time to do anything about Ima. So you panicked and started thinking about ways to remove yourself from the suspect list. That's how you ended up deciding to kill yourself. If you could make it so that everyone thought you had been mutilated by the culprit, we would never even dream of suspecting you. You're being ridiculous. That's way too bold of a plan for someone like me. Who would dare kill themselves just to make it seem like they were innocent? Of course, actually dying was never part of your plan. In fact, you were absolutely confident you wouldn't die because we had the revive-matic in the infirmary. But for that to work, you had to die in a way that allowed us to find your dead body quickly. After all, we wouldn't be able to revive you if you had too much time had passed. That's why you screamed, right? And right after the morning announcement so that everyone could hear you. And then you stabbed yourself all over and temporarily ended your own life. It can't be true. I'm listening to this. Please be realistic. No one in the right mind would willingly stab themselves that many times. It just doesn't make any sense. Gamma file. It numbs your senses. No, it is possible. If you inject yourself with a powerful anesthetic like gamma feel. At the proper dilution, the substance can numb the body's pain and emotional receptors without causing loss of consciousness. Yep, and I still stand by that. It does make sense. So you're trying to say I use the drug to do the deed, right? But where would I even find the drug like that? You probably stole it from somewhere. Stole from where? You stole from the biolab. From the biolab. That room is unlocked and everyone has access to the shelves. Getting the drug from there wouldn't be a problem for you. Alright, assuming that I did inject myself with an anesthetic, how did I get rid of the hypodermic needle? You tossed it away. You must have tossed it somewhere far away when you were done with it. What? What about the knife? Where did the knife I used to stab myself to? You tossed it far away as well, just like you did with the syringe. Did anyone find any of those things at the scene? But nobody searched the area nearby on day 27, the day of the incident. You could have collected the items the next day on day 28 after you woke up, but still, you're just guessing at this point. You've got no real proof. No real proof that I threw the knife away after stabbing myself. I do have proof. It's not with me right now, but I did find something. There's something 30 feet away from where we found you. What was it? Champagne, air stain, blood stain. I saw blood stains, just a little patch on the corner of a rock, in a place where blood from your injuries couldn't have reached. The stains proved that the blooded knife had been thrown over there. That's enough already. It doesn't matter what you're trying to say because you've no solid proof. The green cloth was the only piece of substantial evidence. It's time you stop playing dumb, Shoma. I actually do have another piece of conclusive evidence. What? The bottle of TTX Kako was holding, your fingertips were on it. That can't be. It can't be. It can't. My fingerprints can't be on the bottle. I was wearing gloves when you fell for it. No. That was just a slip of the tongue. I mean, it was just, anyways, I'm not. Keep it up, Shoma. I'll say it again. The person who killed Kako by making her dream TTX is none other than you. Shoma Ginzaki. The question is, why did he do it? Takumi, you got a few things wrong, but for the most part, you were correct. It was me. I killed Kako. Back off, Yuma. You promised. So, what parts did I get wrong? The entire premise. I did not kill her of my own volition. I was ordered to do so by a certain person. Let's call the person X for now. Stop trying to make excuses for yourself. I'm telling the truth. Please believe me. Tell us more about this order you received. Just before the dawn on day 26, I woke up to someone tapping my cheek. When I opened my eyes, X was there right in front of me. You didn't lock the door? I did. I think X was really hiding there before I came in. Went in the bed or something. What did X say? X said, I killed Gaku and intend to make you my next target, but I'll let you off if you follow my instructions. If you go against me or tell the others about my existence, I'll blow up the bomb inside your body immediately. Yes, the bomb planted inside all of your bodies by that robot known as Sarai. Just who is this X person? I don't know. They were wearing a long black poncho. They wore a mask over their face and used a voice changer to hide their real voice. That would sound like the fake stabber you made up to fool us. I mean, it's true that I wasn't stabbed by a person by that description, but that person definitely exists. What happened after that? I followed X's instructions. I didn't want to be killed by the way Gaku had been. X came up with an entire plan. They told me about the ladder shaft, escape pod hanger, and the ventilation shaft. The tetrotoxin. It was X who obtained the bottle of TTX2. After that, I simply asked Gaku to meet us using the script X had prepared. What did the script say? To speak to her on the afternoon of day 26. Gaku, I know about the storeroom with the escape pod too. I did some research in the library and found a way to open the cockpit and launch the pod into space. So would you like to escape from this academy together with me and Ima? If so, come with Ima to the gym tonight at 2 a.m. The plan was to not just kill Kako, but Ima as well, because they were the only other person who knew about the storeroom. Killing them both at the same time in a locked room would make their deaths seem like suicide. But only Kako showed up at the time. Why? Kako said this. I haven't told my dear brother what you told me yet. First, I need to verify whether your information is authentic or not. If it's true, then we'll set off tomorrow. But keep it a secret from my dear brother, alright? I want to surprise him. I hesitated to execute the plan because she showed up alone. But X also told me, if you chicken out and do nothing, I'll still blow you up. So I passed Kako a water bottle mixed with TTX. Takumi was more or less covered what happened after that until I returned to the school building, except I had not foreseen that my backpack would get torn along the way. After returning to the first floor of the school building, I was at a loss because I didn't know what I was supposed to do about Ima. It was going to be difficult to kill him because the sun had already risen. Suddenly X appeared again. Ima probably knows about the ventilation shaft. If he spills the beans, they'll all know that Kako didn't die in a locked room. They'll start investigating the case as a murder instead of assuming it was a suicide. The more announcement will be playing soon. You won't make it back to the roof in time. Somebody will realize you were out and about before dawn. But rest assured, for if you do as I say, you'll never make it to the suspect list. So that's why you went to the back of the building, and yes, I had been left with no other choice, but I was hesitant right up until the moment I injected myself with gamma fuel. Once I did it, it felt like my sense of fear completely evaporated. Oh, X gave me the gamma fuel as well, along with the knife and the syringe. I'm pretty sure X must have been the one to collect the knife and syringe that I dropped after I did the deed, because I definitely didn't know how to retrieve it. Sorry, thus told, Shoma slumped his shoulders and bowed his head deeply. The silence that followed stretched on until Hiroko finally spoke up. I just have one last question, Shoma. Do the words back or heart ring any bells? Back or heart? I have no idea. Thank you. Your reaction was all I needed. I guess that's that, Takumi. Yes, X must have done it. If Shoma was involved in that particular affair. Everyone was looking at us in confusion, probably because nobody knew that someone had stolen the hearts from the dead bodies. Then Shoma started trembling like a leaf, as if he remembered something. Oh no, that's it, I'm done for. I told you about X. The bomb inside me is going to blow up now. Nothing's happening. Did this X person lie to you? I think they must have. An amateur can't possibly make a detonator for the bomb in our bodies. Only someone with my level of skill and experience. So Mr. Ginzaki won't be executed? Then I'll do myself. I'll kill you. I'll tear you limb from limb. Showman had fainted and was frothing in his mouth. Yugumo darted over and conducted a quick check. He's fine, just passed out. Damn it. Dear sister, my dear sister. After that heartbreaking outburst, Ima simply collapsed on the spot. Nozomi and Tsubasa rushed over and started confronting him. Everyone else was at a loss, simply staring at Ima as he stood rooted to the spot. The sound of Ima's paled wails echoed boldly and endlessly through the halls of the building. Through the walls of the building. As we moved the unconscious showman into the cage in the courtyard and made sure it was properly locked. Once that was done, I shoved the key deep inside my pocket. Everyone then returned to the rooms without saying another word. I soon found myself completely alone. Looking up at the night sky, I thought about what had happened. Kako's case had been solved, but it didn't mean it was all over. Someone out there killed Gaku and instructed Showman to kill Kako. It was likely the same person who had been stealing the hearts from the bodies. X, the real mastermind behind the string of events. I had to find out who this person was, by hook or by crook, and I would, no matter what I did. I clenched my fist tightly. I would let nothing shake me from this firm resolve. Okay, I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks for watching, if you are watching. Even though I've been fucking reading all the sentences wrong, like a dumbass.